What's up, guys? Let's talk a little bit about coaxial versus component speakers. Now, for a long time in the past, people seeking high quality sound tended to combine a specific tweeter with a specific mid range to get a better overall coverage of the frequency band. More accurate tweeter, more accurate mid range. I like this mid range. I like this tweeter. I like this woofer. I like this subwoofer. All of these things combined to make me happy. But there's always been an issue, and it's been solved in many ways. Ultimately, I think the simplest solution is usually the best. The issue is that whenever you have this driver for this frequency, this driver for this frequency, this and this, you've got all these speakers scattered out to produce different frequencies of sound. And what does that do to your sound field? It's everywhere. All your highs sound like they're coming from here. All your mids sound like they're coming from here. All your bass sound like they're coming from back there. It's everywhere. It's a washy mess. Now, obviously, it's hard to put your subwoofers in where your tweeters are. That would be ideal, though. But there are other frequency bands to consider. Let's talk about that. Now, in my case, I do have 6.5s in my door. I have had coaxials in my doors also. And to be perfectly honest, they sound absolutely amazing having your tweeter and the woofer located in the same exact location. It makes time alignment easier. It makes imaging easier. It just makes everything better.
Alright, it sounds pretty good, but I'm going to need you to make the highs come from high and the lows come down there from below so the sound field will be better. It'll sound better.
Really? Hey, I want you to talk to me, but I want most of your voice to come from there, and I want the consonants to come from over here, and the lower notes to come from over there.
What the hell are you talking about?
So yeah, in a nutshell, the closer you can get your tweeter, your mid woofer, your woofer, your subwoofer. Well, let's just summarize and say the closer you can get all of your drivers, all of your frequencies to one place, the better. The market has shifted back to what they call a point source. Now, what's the difference between a point source speaker and a coaxial speaker? Well, a coaxial speaker is fairly inexpensive, whereas a point source speaker is usually much, much more expensive. That's the one difference. The second difference is I guess the difference that they will try to tout as the reasons for it being amazing is that the tweeter is usually located down level with the where the dust cover would normally be on a speaker. It's pushed down into the speaker, and so whenever you're time aligning it, the tweeter is exactly the same distance from your ear as the center of the mid-range is. And while that is definitely true and definitely easier to time align, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the difference is not substantial. The difference between an inch and no inch when it comes to where that tweeter's positioned at versus the cone of that mid-range and how the sound moves off of it. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a difference, but I don't think it's as much of a difference as the market, the price you pay for it would dictate, you know? I don't know. Anyway, I just want to talk about this a little bit because people are really preoccupied with coaxial, or not with, excuse me, people are really preoccupied with component sets and place them higher in the level than coaxial sets. And I don't think it's deserved. I think if you're working with the same equipment, the same tweeter versus the same mid-range, and you put the tweeter in the center and mount it in there, it's going to give you better imaging than if you have it mounted beside it. And the mounting it beside it is the closest you can get, and that's fine. But then you see a lot of cars, they'll mount the woofer in the door and the tweeter on the cell panel. Well, if you've done any DSPing, you know that makes it hard to DSP because you have to time align those tweeters so that they are delayed so that the mid can get there. And you got to try to tweak that to where everything is just perfect. Why not just put all the sound in the same dang place and then you just have to time align left and right. You're not trying to deal with all these weird frequency interferences. Just locate them in the same spot. Just like natural. I mean, when I'm talking to you, my highs and mids and lows all come from me right here, my mouth. That's what sounds natural. If you break it down into where I've got different parts of my voice coming from different areas, I'm going to sound all ghosty and weird. But if you have it all coming from the same point like it does in the real world, you know, when you hear someone playing a guitar, all the sound is coming from the sound hole mainly. And that's how it's supposed to sound. When you hear someone hitting the drum, the impact of the drum, the clack of the stick, the tap of the cymbals, all those sounds are all coming from the same thing. Why separate them? That doesn't sound natural. And since you're trying to DSP a system to where it sounds natural, why not just start with speaker placement that is natural? Food for thought. Discussions below. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in me doing a review on some of your equipment, you got some stuff you want me to talk about, check out and review, be sure and go down there in the bottom. And I got my mailing address down there. I've got my email address down there. You can email me, whatever. If you got anything you just want to send me, you want to surprise me with something, you know, send it to I got a shipping address down there. Just ship it straight to my box. And, you know, you can either tell me it's coming or you can just let it be a surprise. I don't care. And if you guys want to help me out in the financial means, there's a Patreon link down below that goes straight into my bank account. So you guys are trying to hook me up, and believe me, I could use all the help I can get. Be sure and go down there and see Patreon. I've got multiple different tiers in there. You guys can create your own, or you can use one of my crazy tiers and join the rest of the people that are helping me. And I let it be known that I do appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you a lot. Because without my YouTube income, my Patreon income, I have zero income right now. And hopefully that's going to be improving soon. But for now, not so much. Anyway, I just had a thing I wanted to talk about. So I'm kind of making this informal and having fun with it. And I appreciate you guys very much. All my subscribers, all my commenters, all my contributors, you know, y'all mean everything to me. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.